Welcome to Around the Blockchain, home of the BitSquad, the largest, the greatest crypto community from Mercury to Pluto and all the planets in between. Hashtag Pluto is a planet. This is Around the Blockchain. We come to you every single day at 5:01 p.m., Monday through Friday, that is, and bringing your favorite guests, talking about your favorite topics, and it's going to be a really, really good one today. We never know which one we're going to get, but we have Tom from CryptoBusy joining us today. You know it's going to be great. Also, he's serving up dishes of knowledge, that is. We have MacNCheeasy, and we have Wendy. I heard a little bit of her and Ben's origin story today, right before we went live. It's so magical. It's almost as magical as the Baby Yoda she's got behind her. And we also have Ben. He's bringing Moneyball to Little League, people. So you better watch out. He's stepping up the little. Now we're talking about 6-year-olds, so he's really going to be stepping it up. But it's going to be a great show. We're talking about blockchain going mainstream in Wall Street. Maybe not your average, family member, but Wall Street, they're starting to take it a little bit serious. We also have Visa igniting yet another CryptoPunk rally. The floor is insane, meaning the lowest price possible that you could purchase one of these now. And we have Bitcoin hitting 50K, getting rejected. It's going to be a little bit scary. But before we talk about all that, let's check out the markets right now. We have Bitcoin right now at 49,549. It's getting close. It's getting close. It's trying to push that past little leg. It danced above it for a little bit, but now it's back down. We have Ethereum up 5% on the 24-hour. We look at BNB up 15% almost. I was looking at that earlier today. It was only up 12. Keeps climbing. We're looking at Engine, Telcoin. It's got some pretty good games. KuCoin, J-Chains, where you at? J-Chains is happy today. Also, Cardano. Let me get a hashtag ADA in the chat if you're a big fan of Cardano. If you think Cardano can hit $3, hashtag ADA, please. And if we look at, there's really not that many losers. I know Solana was down. Looks like it's actually maybe even breaking even now. Yeah, Solana's back up. I mean, you have Celsius, basic attention token, but nothing really looking too bad here. The markets are looking great. It's one of those good days where basically every single thing is green except maybe something that pumped crazy yesterday. MacNCheeasy, what's your thoughts on the markets right now? I mean, do you think we're going to cool down, or do you think things are going to keep on ripping and roaring?
As we're approaching this 50K price point, this has been a mark that a lot of people have had as a point of resistance. We've gone through kind of the 46K, and now we're up to this 50K. The thing that I'm waiting for, and I think this is a lot of people who are retail investors are waiting to see, is they're looking at this 50K resistance, and I'm getting text messages like, Austin, are you gonna, like, what do you think about this? Once it hits 51K, I'm gonna buy in. So really, I'm ready for it to erupt. I don't know if we're there yet, but I think once we go past this 50K, we go to 52, 53K, retail investors are gonna start to see that, hey, we're gonna go back to an all-time high. And this potential bear market that people were calling, that everyone says we're in an extended bear market, that might not be the case. And then there's going to be an influx, a flood of people. And once that top gets blown off, watch out.
Yeah, watch out when that top gets blown. I'm going to go ahead and make a prediction here. I think we're going to see pretty soon predictions detailing 2013's run, where they look at the two tops. People are going to start looking, extrapolating the difference. Oh, it climbed another 30%, 40%. I'll have to check, see what the actual number is. So I think that's going to be the narrative moving forward, and we'll see some price predictions on that. But we're going to talk about Bitcoin at the end of the show, so make sure you stay tuned. Also, make sure you hit that like. We're only at 500 likes right now. I know we can get to 1,000 before we finish this next topic. So let's go ahead and make that a quick goal. Hit 1,000 likes. But first, blockchain. Oh, go ahead, Wendy.
If you are holding ADA, smash the like. That's the way we can know who is holding ADA.
All right. We like it. ADA gang in the chat. I saw y'all spamming it. Even though known for somewhat of an ETH channel, we love our ADA here, especially BJ. All right. So we're going to go to the topic here. Blockchains going mainstream in Wall Street. They just did a big survey, over 1,000 financial industry, Gordon Gekko included, and 81% of finance execs are saying blockchain has gone mainstream. Now, this isn't, a normal survey. This is, purposely picking out people that work in the financial industry. It was from China, Germany, Hong Kong, Singapore, UK, Dubai, Africa, South Africa, all types of places, all over the place. They pulled over 1,200 of them, and 3/4 of them are saying their industry is going to lose a competitive advantage if they don't get into blockchain soon. So, Ben, I want to ask you, you always got these hot takes with these inside people. If so many of them believe in blockchain is going to disrupt the world and believe that they're going to be adding to their allocation, how come more of a percentage don't try to get their customers to buy crypto or crypto-related stocks?
Oh, well, they don't want their customers buying it. They want to have it all.
Yep.
That's a big part of the problem. Unless their customers are other institutional hedge funds, which for some cases, that's what it is. And you do have to remember that there is a very small circle of people at each of these institutions that really know what's going on. So if you talk to some of the VPs or some of the department heads or, God forbid, your local bank teller, they have no idea what's going on. So that's why I think sometimes we see a lot of mixed messages. The messages from the top are always going to be narrative driven, trying to achieve whatever they're trying to achieve, whether it's flooding Bitcoin or trying to pump the price. And then you get comments from other just standard people that work at these places that don't know the inner workings and what actually goes on in the financial cartel. I think a lot of people that work at these banks and Goldman Sachs and Fidelity and all of these companies, Coinbase, I think if every single person there knew what was really going on, then a lot of people would walk out tomorrow. A lot of people want to believe they work at a good company that's doing good things. They don't want to, think they work at a manipulative monster like all these people do.
Yeah, and we're not talking about energy drinks here. So with this, I do want to preface the survey asked people who had an understanding of blockchain technology. So they didn't just ask complete noobs. Of those, they are wanting to know their company's sentiments regarding blockchain technology. And as I said before, a lot of them are saying, they're going to lose their competitive advantage if they don't adopt it. But why don't we see more of these assets? We understand why they might not want to tell their customers, but why would they not want to add it to their balance sheet? Do you think it's more of the CFOs busy? Is it the CFOs? Is it the CEOs? Is it just like the high level maybe doesn't want to push it where the middle management is? Why do you think they're not really adding to the balance sheet in mass yet?
Well, first of all, DZ, thank you very much for having us on again. Yeah. I think a big reason as to why they don't want to add it to the balance sheet just as of yet is because of ego. And also they may be thinking, well, if they do it, then how do they look to other people across Wall Street or wherever they may be? I think there's certainly sort of old minds in the game, certainly in the financial sector. The people who are saying that they're going to lose a competitive advantage are correct. And we are again proven, as we are specialists in the crypto space, proven right again. 4 years ago, their opinion, JP Morgan and such, on crypto and Bitcoin, they were saying it's a scam, stay away from Bitcoin, we're not going to do anything, to then 4 years later, open up trading desks and also talking about their sentiment on blockchain. So yes, blockchain is going mainstream. And if you do miss out, then you will lose your competitive advantage, and they will see the effects of that negatively. So that's where.
Yeah, I think you raise a good point with ego. It's kind of the situation where Berkshire Hathaway and Warren Buffett doesn't invest in it, so I might look like a fool if I jump into this pool, if you will. Wendy, I also find it interesting that we're not really seeing it in mass, but we're also the competitive advantage, we're not seeing it yet. We're not seeing the markets react to it. We saw a little bit of, Tesla bought Bitcoin, it shot up. But when you have these other CEOs speak out against crypto, the markets don't punish them. Do you think that'll ever change? Will the markets react to, I don't want to say, I don't want to say anything disparaging about the CEOs, but, they might be a little bit lost when it comes to crypto. So when will we start punishing these CEOs for not adopting the future here?
We will never punish millionaires and billionaires. It has been embedded into our societal beliefs, whatever culture you're from, wherever you live. I don't even care if you're in the United States or not. We have been taught to idolize millionaires and billionaires, and we associate success with being rich. And that's not always the case, because you can live a really good quality of life and be a great person, give back to the community. You don't have to be a millionaire or billionaire. So as far as these ivory tower people being punished for holding Bitcoin or adding it to their balance sheets or any other crypto assets, we're never going to see that. And if anything, people are going to hop on board. And I don't necessarily think it's the CEOs. that we should be excited about or that we should be paying attention to. I feel like celebrities and athletes are the people that we should kind of be that society, not me personally, because I don't care who somebody is, but that society looks towards for guidance. Because let's face it, we've all got our favorite MMA fighters, your favorite boxer. I'm obviously your favorite boxer. I'm your favorite football player. I know Ben's super into all these sports. He's a sports guy. But people are not going to get punished for that. We are going to continue to idolize them. And when the day comes that society stops idolizing millionaires and billionaires, I'm here for it.
Yeah. I want to ask you real quick. So if they don't adopt crypto, I mean, is it possible that they will start losing space? So we're not seeing it yet. So if MasterCard is maybe falling behind on Visa on crypto, the markets aren't reflecting that yet. When do you think that will be the case? Will this be like a next bull run issue, you think?
To be honest, I don't know if it's going to become an issue or not. I feel like we're not there yet with mass adoption. And I think it's going to take a lot. Most people, okay, did you, before you started working on around the blockchain or before you got into crypto, did you know what a balance sheet was?
Well, I have an accounting background, so I might be the wrong person. But
okay.
Yeah, I mean, the average person really doesn't know much about even market cap, or difference between profits and revenue.
If you don't come from a traditional financial background, even if you're a CPA or accountant, most people do not know. I remember not being taught what a balance sheet was in high school. So most people don't know or they don't care. They just know that this person provides a service for me. I'm going to continue to shop there because I like it. So I don't necessarily think we're going to see that. That's just my opinion, though.
Yeah.
I don't think so. It's a big issue with the education system, by the way. A very big issue that they don't teach about.
Yeah, I mean, we could do 7 episodes.
CryptoBusy plus 20.
yeah, let's go and get Busy a point there.
In the chat, CryptoBusy plus 20.
Yeah, I mean, we can talk about what they don't teach kids in school all day, every day. But yeah, I mean, that's pretty evident. And, that's why. But anyways, that's a whole nother story right there. MacNCheeasy, I know TikTok. You're huge on TikTok. Everyone loves your TikToks. And he's not making food TikToks, people. He's putting out good financial advice there. But it's not financial advice, of course. So do you think with this a little bit of unwillingness to go into crypto that maybe some of these crypto stocks are maybe a little undervalued? Because you have the CEOs of these large hedge funds and they're a little bit hesitant to maybe buy Coinbase or Robinhood. Would you say that possibly these crypto stocks are underpriced relative to the crypto?
So I think there's a lot to unwrap here when it's really going mainstream, and there's some things to consider. When you're doing your job, especially at the top, whether you're a head coach of an NBA team, a head coach of an NFL team, or the CEO of a business, a lot of the time it's not about doing the best job possible. It's about not getting fired and maintaining your job. And right now, if you adopt crypto and you buy into crypto, there is a chance that it goes terribly wrong and you look bad. There also is a chance that it goes up and then you maintain your job. But now, one thing that you want to look at is what are the other businesses that have actually, or institutions that have adopted crypto? Tesla with Elon Musk, who his job is pretty secure. You have Square, Jack Dorsey, he's pretty secure job. So the people that have truly adopted it are in a position where they're confident that they're going to maintain their job. And when these crypto companies and once these businesses start adopting in it, and it changes from going, you may lose your job if you invest in crypto, to you may lose your job if you don't invest in crypto.
Yeah.
There is going to be a dramatic shift across the board and across the entire crypto industry. And to your point about these crypto companies, maybe they're a little bit undervalued. I think ego does have a lot to do with it. Like Jamie Dimon, he doesn't want to call crypto fraud or a scandal or whatever word he used, and then go and buy into it a couple of years later. So there is definitely ego involved. But to Wendy's point about what is adopting mainstream and how does it go mainstream? Well, it's by having Jay-Z buying a CryptoPunk. It's by having Odell's Twitter image having a CryptoPunk. It's about these celebrities who, as we're going to kind of these social media platforms, these celebrities have the influence across the retail. So I think over time, this is going to happen. And we're in like an echo chamber where we think everybody knows about crypto, but that's not the case. And once more and more people adopt, we're going to see these crypto businesses that adopt it balloon.
Yeah, I mean, that's a good point where you're talking crap about it. You can't really then just turn around, pull a 180. Like, can Peter Schiff ever even buy a Bitcoin at this point? I mean, it's his brand at this point to just be so against it. But let's go to the next topic here. Speaking of Visa and, you know, punks in particular, Visa is igniting a punk rally. We're gonna take it. We're taking it to you, Yoda. We're taking it to you. So they spent $150,000 on a CryptoPunk earlier. It was 7610 CryptoPunk. I think we actually like have the actual CryptoPunk. And if you don't know, it's just a 24-bit by 24-bit avatar project by Larva Labs, dropped 2017. There it goes right there. It's one of the Mohawk females.
It's beautiful.
And yeah, you're looking at $150,000 right there. So Busy, was this an advertisement or was this an investment, do you think?
Quick question back to all of you guys. Has Visa invested in Bitcoin? Or have they publicly announced that they've invested in Bitcoin?
Not on their balance sheets, but they're hiring the blockchain experts.
So they've invested in an NFT before they've invested in Bitcoin. What does that show about you know, what Bitcoin has got to offer?
Allegedly.
Everything else.
Allegedly.
I mean, yeah, they only have to disclose once a quarter. So, I mean, who knows what might happen 2-3 months from now.
Yeah, if they disclose that information. I mean, you know, the thing is, if they've invested in something other than Bitcoin before going into it, I think that shows the big thing about the validity of what Bitcoin can do in the future. Yes, it's a big thing and is the first market mover advantage. But I think the fact that they've invested in NFT is huge. It shouldn't be overlooked here, guys.
All right, just to be clear, nail you down on this. You're saying it's more bullish for Ethereum and NFTs in general, slightly bearish on Bitcoin here?
Yeah, I do think so. I think in this bull cycle, maybe in the next bull cycle, we could be seeing Ethereum flip Bitcoin. That'd be the big thing. And I think, you know, the fact that, you know, other companies have been saying this for quite some time now, you know, you have to look at what Ethereum can offer. You have to look at what Solana can offer, what the other cryptocurrencies can do. There are more than, if you go on CoinMarketCap, something like 11,000 cryptos on there. Not all of them will survive. But it does mean is that there's some great technology out there. There's some great teams, great white papers out there that these companies need to look into. And so the fact that Visa's gone into this and they've gone and bought an NFT with Ethereum, that's, you know, it's amazing. And it's also a big first step for.
Yeah, they actually did in custody. It was 49.5 ETH. They actually did in custody of the ETH. They use a bank called a licensed bank, Anchorage, to help facilitate the deal. So Ben, I want to ask you the same question. Was that, so would you just say this is an advertisement versus an investment, or why do you think they, you know, bought this punk?
Well, I would say the reason for this is very simple. If we go back to a report the Bank of America made several months ago that we've referenced a lot of times on this channel because it was very, it stood out a lot to me. It said two things. Number one, Bitcoin's biggest value is it goes up in value, which self-fulfilling prophecy a little bit. Number two, they said they were not worried about Bitcoin. You know what they were worried about? DeFi. What is NFTs? DeFi. So I think what we're seeing here is a lot of these big payment companies understanding that, they need to kind of attack DeFi from the inside out, and they're getting close to it. They're starting to try to figure it out. They're trying to understand it. They don't want to get left behind. They're trying to figure out the inner workings. And, you know, a good way to do that is to kind of act like you're a friend. Hey, I'm a friend. I bought a CryptoPunk. So I think that's probably what we're seeing right now. I mean, what other logical reason would Visa come out and say, hey, look, guys, we're in the club now? That's what that is. They saw what happened with Jay-Z. Yeah. He posted his avatar. Everybody's like, Jay-Z's in the club. Now Visa in the club. And it ain't even her birthday. Go shop.
Yeah, we need to talk about 50 Cent. I think that's a pretty good take there. I just want to, you know, reiterate on that a little bit. Yeah, not for so much advertisement, not so much for investment, but market sentiment and sentiment amongst the community. I mean, it's definitely one of those intangibles that you can't really put a price on. And if you ask me, they got it for a steal there. So after that was bought for $150,000, 90 CryptoPunks were bought over the next hour. Basically, everything that was on sale pretty much got bought up. And then this floor of the CryptoPunks ended up being around $200,000. So, Wendy, are we reaching Tulip Mania point? Now, I mean, 200,000. At what point do we look at ourselves and say, okay, this is a little much?
No, we're not even close yet. This is the thing. The people that are buying the CryptoPunks, they have money. They have a lot of money. This is fun for them. Shout out to Baby Yoda. She is giving it. But this is what they do. This is what they do in their spare time.
Where's Peppa?
Peppa is a little bit tired. She had a rough night. If you know what I mean.
Yeah, I do know.
Anyways, so
Ben, what?
Beat it up with boxing gloves, my lord, and into some weird stuff over there.
So
Boxing
back
gloves,
to
wow.
CryptoPunks. No, I think that this is just the beginning. Look at all these pieces. There's a lot of wealthy people that are investing all kinds of crazy stuff. But the thing with NFT technology and blockchain technology and crypto is we can see all that stuff. It's all on the blockchain, so we can track it and see it. When people are buying like old artifacts or real estate, sometimes we can't necessarily see these transactions. And another thing I want to add, and I think Ben will appreciate this. The average ad for the Super Bowl is $5 million since 2017. Visa was able to go viral on multiple different social media platforms. Everybody is talking about them buying their CryptoPunk, and they only spent $150,000. Only $150,000 as opposed to a Super Bowl ad that they could have spent $5 million.
Smart.
Yeah, it ended up paying off pretty well. Someone in chat said, "Baby Yoda smash." Talking about smashing the like button, people. So make sure you go ahead and hit that like button. We're right now at 2.2 thousand. I know we can get to 3 before the end of the episode. If you're watching at home, let's try to get up to about 7,000. So after that was bought, those sales, was it 90 of them, ended up being around $20 million. I mean, so we got this. It's just skyrocketing, and she's raising a good point. A lot of these people, they're very wealthy. They don't plan on selling it. If anything, we're talking about the office, it'd be embarrassing. Imagine you're a VP of some Silicon Valley company. You don't want to sell your CryptoPunk. You're gonna look poor, basically in front of your 100 millionaire and billionaire friends. So I really don't see them selling. Busy, what do you think would be a better strategy through a bear market? Would it be hold a CryptoPunk or hold some Ethereum?
That's a very good question. It's like choosing a favorite child. I would say both. I think out of the two, I would say Ethereum because of its ecosystem. NFT is sort of a space within that. But if you take the overall space of what Ethereum's doing, especially with the recent release and successful launch of EIP 1559, and also the recent, or not recent, but their announcement that they're going to go into Ethereum 2.0, that's also further down the line. So by the time that comes out, probably will be in the bear market. So the fact that they're saying we're getting into Ethereum 2.0, that would be also something quite big for a Visa or a company like them. But from a marketing perspective, just going back to what Wendy and also Ben, what you said about what Visa have been doing here, the fact that they've managed to get into this, again, give them all the publicity that they've had, and also it's their way of getting into a traditional finance or financial sector company, getting into crypto, saying, hey, we're going to go into NFTs. That is huge. And again, as I've reiterated from my point earlier about how they went into NFTs first compared to Bitcoin, we'll find out later on this year if they have any Bitcoin on their balance sheet. But the fact that they're doing that is a great marketing strategy, and we'll probably be seeing other companies follow suit. So maybe MasterCard as well as others, maybe American Express. I don't know.
Yeah. Crypto Ric Flair just saying, when will people realize how early we are, yet how small a window it really is? Yeah, if you ever look at the percentage of people on the globe that own an NFT, it's like mini baby Doge's token price. It's a lot of zeros after the decimal point. It's very, very small, very, very early for sure. And Wax is on Binance. We do have some Bitverse NFTs that you can buy on Atomic Hub. So Wax pumped over 100%. If you are looking to get NFTs and maybe don't want to spend $1,000, rather buy a bunch for $1, buy 1,000 for $1. Wax is a really, really good spot for that. So MacNCheeasy, do you have any NFT projects that you're interested in?
Yeah, so there's a couple out there. I think right now there's a lot going on in the NFT space, right? So we have the Ethereum network, which has a bottleneck from a gas fee standpoint. You need a lot of money to actually be able to trade and buy NFTs. And to really what everyone's saying here, it is a rich person's game. If you wanted to buy even a $500 NFT, and there's a gas war where you effectively have to outbid another person with Ethereum for that project, it could just cost $300 in Ethereum to actually buy the NFT. Now, think about the limitations here from a smaller transaction. Let's think about a game specifically. So what Ethereum has is these pieces of art, these digital figures, whatever you want to consider the CryptoPunks, these different characters. But now the thing that's going on is the gaming portion of NFTs and the more transactional based NFT projects. Earlier in the show, we mentioned tickets, things like that, where it's just smaller and quicker things. So one thing that's going on is Solana is starting to deliver NFTs. And one of the first projects was Degenerate Apes, which happened a couple of weeks ago, and that floor price has went up significantly. And there's a lot of things that are going on. You're also seeing these NFT games that are launching up on Binance Chain. So the NFT world as a whole is super interesting. And I think that these CryptoPunks specifically, that will have staying power. But I think what will keep people in the NFT space once the bear market comes will be the games, because they'll actually have the utility. They'll actually enjoy playing it, whereas it's less about making the money and making a quick buck, because once the bear market comes, we're going to see a colossal bust of this bubble, so to speak, of a lot of these projects that aren't your true blue chip projects. So that's something that I'm keeping my eye on.
Yeah. Just to reiterate, like blue chips will fall a little bit less than these smaller plays, and I think NFTs will probably fall under that purview for sure. Before we jump on the next topic, someone in Twitch chat was wondering, "Are you cold?" I just say, "No, that's just he just likes to wear his hat." You know what I mean? Right? It's not an Arctic tundra behind you, is it?
No, it's okay. Actually I do run cold though. Okay. Fun fact, I do run cold.
All right, nothing wrong with that. All right, well, let's get to our last topic here.
But you do in fact have hair, correct, MacNCheeasy?
I do have hair. We can show it. We got the man bun.
Okay. All right, let's.
It's there.
Okay. Would anyone else with a hat on like to show
4K likes?
If they have
4K likes. Look, I got hair.
I knew you were setting it up.
It's high and tight.
I think DZ needs to show his hair now. I really
like
to.
We got to earn it.
We want a hat reveal.
We need to vote who has better
Smash
hair because right now I'm winning.
Smash the like, get a hat reveal.
Let's get to 4K.
Wendy, excuse me. How could you say you're winning? Look at this.
It's high and tight. Look. There's pictures of me on my on my Twitter and stuff. You can see it. I'm not always wearing a hat, but
hashtag
some
hat
likes.
reveal.
You got it. If Daddy's gonna dance, you got to play the music. All right. Well, we're gonna do Bitcoin hitting 50K. It hit a little rejection and then it bounced off. So it returned yesterday, first time in more than 3 months. So it's up over 5%. It's up 55% in the last month, according to CoinGecko. So I want to say that a lot of traders that I've seen on crypto Twitter, they're saying that our journey from 40 to 50 is going to be nothing compared to our journey from 50 to 60. So Ben, I wanted to hear your thoughts on that. What do you think is going to happen with the price action once 50 turns into support?
I mean, you mean people are saying that it would be easier to get from 40K to 50K than 50K to 60K?
No, they're saying 50 to 60 will be much faster than 40 to 50.
Yes. Yeah, so you agree? I agree with that 100%. I do have to disagree with Marcy in the chat. She said, "Don't worry, DZ, hair is overrated." I'm going to definitely disagree with that. I think hair is properly rated, as Gary V would say. But the thing here is that how many times did we go from 40 to 50? We went from 50 to 60 a couple times. I believe that the numbers would bear that out. But I think that 40 to 50 was a problem zone. I mean, if you look on the first pump in January, we went above 40. We got to 42K, came back down, went back up to 45, got pushed back down. If you actually remember, the reason why we got above 50K to begin with was because of the Tesla pump. That was actually what propelled Bitcoin above 50,000. So once it got above 50, we went from 50 to 60 multiple times, 50 to 58, 50 to 59, 50 to 60, 50 to 64. We did that a lot of times. And so we've already proven that we can move from here to there. And I feel like people feel a lot more confident in a $50,000 Bitcoin, like resonating with the idea that this is a bull run 2.0, that we're in the second leg of this. When it was in the 40s to 50s, it still felt like it could be a bull trap. I didn't think it was, but a lot of people do. And I think what we're going to see is now we're going to see a lot of positive momentum coming back to Bitcoin. I do believe it's going to go 50 to 56. Whenever we make 50 support, it's not support right now, clearly. We're under it. But when we get support at 50, I think we're going straight to 56, maybe a little bit harder to get to 60, but all this could happen within a week pretty easily. And if you look at all our predictions for the end of this bull run, it's going to have to be very fast.
I want to ask you real quick. So we can all agree that our previous ascent to 60 was a little too fast. Like you said, it was based off the Elon pump. How would you feel about our current rate of ascension since 30K? Are we going too slow, too fast, or is the bed just right? Is the porridge the temperature?
I think it's just right because When you look at what Bitcoin's going to have to do to hit 100K in the month of September, it's going to basically have 1 month to blow through all-time highs. I think it'll be near all-time highs at the end of this month, 58K, 59K, 60K, somewhere in that range. We've been saying that for weeks now. And then that gives you a whole month, basically, to get Bitcoin, to move up $40,000. And if you look back, if it gets to 60, then it moved up 30K in about a month or 6 weeks. We see the blow off top is going to happen very quickly. But everybody needs to understand there's a great chance Bitcoin goes from about $70,000 or $80,000 to $110,000 in 2 weeks. So it is going to be really fast when it happens, and you're going to have to catch that top, or else you're going to be left holding the bag.
Wendy, what are your thoughts on that ascension and like how it could possibly? Do you think it could possibly just have that nice skyrocket at the end? Or are we still going to have a parabolic top or a parabola, as Ivan on tech says? Oh, she's breaking out the charts, y'all, and I believe it's
look at that.
Yeah, it might be Baby Yoda. I don't know if you're muted. We're soaking in the charts though. Don't worry.
If you guys want a good, I'm sorry, my mic was off. I'm off now. Okay, I'm on now. So if you want a good pullback with Bitcoin, what you need to do is look between the EMA 9 to the EMA 21. Ever since we had this nice move up from July 25th, we've been bouncing perfectly on both lines. So this is an easy way to find support and resistance. You can even anticipate a wick down to approximately $44,000. I am currently long. I am currently going to stay long. Initially, I thought we were going to have a pretty gnarly pullback at about $51,000 to $50,000. I don't necessarily think that's going to happen. We still might get a pullback, but I don't think it's the top. I don't think it's going to be that gnarly 20% pullback. I would watch for 55 to 54,000. And the reason why is if you utilize the VPVR, you can see that we've got some heavy resistance there, a lot of volume, a lot of resistance. And I think that we will experience a bit of a drop. We'll probably drop anywhere between $50,000 to $43,000, give everybody another opportunity to get. And this is all backed up by the EMAs. And I think once we smash above 55,000, it's going to be absolute insanity. And I'm targeting 63, and then I'm targeting like $75,000. And that's just what I'm seeing playing out. And I'm going to keep my long open. I am not closing it.
All right. Well, I want to ask you this, Wendy. So we're getting out of the fear range and we're starting to get into greed. Does that concern you at all or change any of your outlook?
I do not like to pay attention to other people's emotions. I do not like to pay attention to what other people are doing. I trade very terribly when I log on to crypto Twitter and I see what everybody else is talking about. When I want to enter into a trade, I will handle my business privately, and then I will talk about what I'm doing after that. Just because there's a few retail traders that might be bearish, and again, people on the internet exaggerate things. Doesn't mean that the market is going to drop. Anytime you see an amount of collective people talking about a specific scenario, it's generally, you got to be a little bit careful there. So believe in yourself, trust your plating plan.
Yeah, which is why when we saw Bitcoin go from 64 all the way down to 30 early this year, we at CryptoBusy, we were saying, we still haven't seen the end of this bull run. And people called us moon boys, people called us scammers, all that sort of stuff in the negative comments. Yep. So many negative comments. We didn't like it at all. And it's like, we haven't seen the end of this. We haven't seen that blow off top. We haven't seen the euphoria. We've been through a bull market before. We know what euphoria is like. We haven't seen this just as of yet. And so I completely agree with you, Wendy, and also Ben on this one here, where, the movement from 60 to 100K is going to be very, very quick in the space of, pretty much 2 to 3 weeks. Maybe it might be September, that sort of time, might be a bit later. We don't notice it yet, but just the overall perspective of that, we've seen this first leg, we're now seeing the final leg of this overall bull cycle. And that's what we have been saying for quite some time at CryptoBusy, is that this is the overall perspective and picture of this bull cycle.
And I know, Ben, you had a little bit of that when you sold some of your lower cap alts, which you then later deployed into Bitcoin. So, I know you can relate
and
a
other
bit.
Things. And other things. And of course, people said, paper hands, blah, 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 blah. Well, we sold at 34.5 and we ended up getting back in right at 30. So turned out to be a great move. And that's why this whole like diamond hands or paper hands, like it really is a dumb thing. It really is. It's created by people that want to sell the top. Now, we certainly believe in hodling to some extent. It's a strategy that works year over year. But there are times when you have a strong reason to believe that it's going down, that you can buy and sell back in. That's what we're going to do At the peak of this market, we're going to sell. At the bottom of the bear market, we're going to buy, and we're going to increase our holdings 20-fold doing that,
love it.
if not more. It's a smart strategy. And the people that say diamond hands, they don't understand market cycles. And that's something that this channel, we educate people on. And in the entire bear market, or the entire mini bear market, we had one time that we sold and consolidated some altcoins, and it turned out to be a killer move. We sold Polygon at $1.66, and we got back in at 90 cents, 87 cents. Also a killer move. So you got to make good moves. And you got to be smart. Unless you're just a person that just watches for fun and you just want to hodl and never make a move, then that's on you. If you're in a position where you don't have to worry about, trying to gain more, but I feel like everybody should be in that position. So
and speaking of Wendy's sentiments, talking about you open crypto Twitter, you read a few things, you see some bearish takes, and I personally have definitely read like Crypto Savvy's tweets and then start freaking out. So just take a step away, remove your emotions, and just think of your long-term strategy. But we're going to end it with a rapid fire question. And I'm going to ask everybody the same question here. How long until we hit an all-time high? I'm going to start with you, Mac.
How long till we hit an all-time high in
roughly
Bitcoin?
in weeks. Yeah.
We're going to hit an all-time high in 6 weeks and 5 days and 32 minutes from this time.
6 weeks, 5 days. What about you, CryptoBusy?
Somebody timestamp that. Somebody timestamp it.
All right.
I do think, 6 weeks from now, I do think we'll be seeing a new all-time high, and that will include small corrections and dips along the way, but new all-time high within 6 weeks, in my opinion.
All right, Ben, what do you say?
September 4th.
September 4th. We like it. Wendy, that's close. Wendy.
Very close. Very close.
When did we pass 64.9?
I'm leaning for about, what I have on my chart now is September 20th.
All right. I'm going to pull a Jeopardy and do 1 day past Ben, let's say September 5th. But that's all we got time for today. Wendy, you are our winner here. You and Yoda. It was a shared victory, of course.
Always win.
And we're going to... It was Yoda. It was definitely Yoda. All right. We're going to give you about 30 seconds. Give the people some parting thoughts, please.
Thank you guys so much for having me on. Big shout out to Ben. Big shout out to all the guests here. Just to let you guys know, I have another meetup coming up in Los Angeles on Thursday at Angel City Brewery to celebrate Lolly's 3rd birthday. Drinks and food will be provided. Hopefully you guys can come hang out, and hopefully one day me and Ben will do a meetup together and have some fun with everybody.
That's what I want. I meant to talk to you about this, Wendy, before we went on air. We're coming out to the LA Blockchain Summit the 2nd and 3rd of November. So let's get something going for one of those nights. We want to do a group meetup with you.
All right.
Those guys didn't call me. I got to yell at them.
All right. The lashings will commence after the show. # we got a guy with a cat of 9 tails, so it will be taken care of. But that's all we got time for today. We'll be back tomorrow, 5 p.m. Eastern. Make sure you check us out. And later on, BitSquad. Easy out.